So we have discussed the velocity in curvilinear motion, and now let's talking about the acceleration. And for acceleration from velocity, we take another derivative a equal to dv in dt. So let's do that here. So as you can see now that do there, we have a, take a derivative of velocity, so dv over dt, and at here v equal to v ut. Ut is unit vector along the path, tangent to the path, so we can have that d over dt v, which is scalar, and then the unit vector ut. So as you can see, from this is the derivative of the two functions, so we can do that in math. So we are not going to elaborate a lot of time in here. So let me just make some note here with some good math, some math in the derivative. If you are interested, or if you don't recall what is in math, you can go to textbook chapter 12. More specifically, it will be section 12.7. So we just write the equation here for that derivative. We can have a equal to dv over dt ut. So basically we take the derivative of v in there, and then we take the v out and take the derivative of ut, and v out is basically that equal to v square over rho unit vector in the normal position, normal direction. So you may consider, let me rewrite the rho. What is rho, right? So we have two components there. So let me rewrite it and I show it in the graph. So that said, if I can call that dv over dt, I call that at, tangential to the path. And to have vector, I can put the unit vector there, tangential to the path. And then v squared over rho, I call that a normal components. And then you have un. So you may consider what is un and an in there. So let me show that in the graph that we have here. So if at any given instant, the at by its name implies tangential component, so it will be tangent to the path. So at that point, it will be at. And then the normal components, normal, and you see that it will be a right angle to the tangential component. So it will be normal, and it will be the right angle there, and it will be an. Normal components. So for the curve, we need to have the radius of curvature, and that basically the rho, we have it in there. So let me put it out here. At that instant, we can have the rho, if from here, if from there to the center of the curvature, right? So let's go some point here, O. So the radius of curvature there basically a rho. Make sense? And for the normal component, it's always direct to the center, not take out of the path. So basically these two, as you can see, it will normal components so that maintain the particle move along the curve path. there. So let me make a description. What is that about in here? So we acceleration in curvilinear motion, and like in the rectilinear when you only have one component A, but in curvilinear motion the acceleration have two components. The first one is at, and that called tangential component. Acceleration. And the equation, it will be A tangential component equal to dv over dt. And it will be tangent to the path of motion. And the other component, and that normally we forget, that will be a normal acceleration. And normal acceleration, we have it an, and it equal to velocity square. In this case, if it not vector, so let me don't put vector here. If we have it equal to velocity square over rho. And what is rho? We have rho is radius of curvature. And because there are two components, AT and AN, and it in the right angle, so to find the magnitude of the total acceleration in curvilinear motion, so when you have two vectors that have right angle, so you can have the magnitude of the total acceleration in curvilinear motion. It can be taken with the square root of the two components. Like you take the force fx square, fy square. So it's here, you can add at square, an square. And that total vector of acceleration, if we show it in here, basically the resultant of these two vectors, right? Total vector. So bottom line, and you can see there, the acceleration in curvilinear motion, there are two components, tangential component, tangent to the path of motion, and normal components, perpendicular to tangents to the path, and orient to, direct to the center of that curvature at that instant, right? So if it another point, it will direct to that instant center at that curvature. So with that, we cover the two types of motion in practical kinematics: rectilinear motion, curvilinear motion. You know the relationship between the displacement, position vector, velocity, and acceleration. Especially keep in mind in curvilinear motion, we have two components of the acceleration: tangential components and normal components, and the equation can be determined in these two equations: at dv over dt and an equal to v square over rho. In terms of direction, it will be v square over rho and times the u n.